Hello everyone, I'm Al Worley, a longtime member and instructor of CERT. Do you know what CERT is? In 1985, 100 untrained volunteers died while trying to rescue people injured from the Mexico City's 8.1 magnitude earthquake. These untrained volunteers did not know how to rescue victims safely and in turn became victims themselves. From this experience, Los Angeles, California Fire Department established the first Community Emergency Response Team, CERT, to educate volunteers, citizens in a disaster response while maintaining their safety. What happens when a disaster strikes? Within just a few minutes, all emergency services are overwhelmed. All of the sudden, 911 doesn't answer. No one's coming to help. The first people on the scene are family, friends, neighbors, co-workers. You and these other people want and feel the need to help the victims in a disaster. But how? Will you become a victim too? That is a question. CERT provides training so citizens know how to protect themselves while helping others after a disaster strikes. The training doesn't have volunteers replacing emergency services personnel, but rather to assist until emergency services are able to respond to you or your area. With CERT training, you learn how to respond whether at home, at work, at school, on vacation, or anywhere you may be. A particular situation comes to mind from July of 2008, when a large 10,000-gallon propane tank caught fire in my area. My CERT team was called to help protect the residents in the area as there was a chance that the tank could explode. If it did explode, nearby homes, residents, stores would be affected. As a CERT member, we assisted in a number of ways. Some of the members assisted law enforcement by going door to door and having them evacuate to a shelter on the other end of the city. Others helped with traffic control, diverting traffic away from this area. Others gathered contributions for the shelter of food, water, and items from surrounding businesses. And of course, others assisted at the shelter by comforting residents, the elderly, helping those with special needs, children, and providing food and water. This whole situation proved that CERT training is useful during small area disasters, no matter if they're natural or man-made. Our CERT team members helped in many other areas, assisting emergency services and other volunteer organizations like Red Cross and the Salvation Army. Actually, it's not when a disaster strikes, but when. And we need to be ready. So with the skills that you will learn by taking the CERT training, when a disaster strikes, CERT prepares students to create and manage their own 72-hour kit. This kit contains important items that you will need after a disaster. Each family member and pet must have their own 72-hour kit. A 72-hour kit, and it should be located for an easy to grab and go situation. You don't have time to look for things. You want to grab and go. The main items in that 72-hour kit should be a hard hat, goggles, gloves, especially boots. There's going to be debris out there, glass, nails, whatever. You don't want to be a victim for that. So wear your boots. Other items should include a flashlight, blankets, extra set of clothing, sustainable food for 72 hours, personal medicine, a battery operated radio, and more. Depends on, it's up to your situation what you need in it. What would you need in your 72-hour kit too? Think about it. What would you need to sustain you for 72 hours? The important skills you will learn are safety, fire safety, light search and rescue, disaster medical, and disaster psychology, team organization, and documentation. Documentation is very important. If it ain't written down, it never happened. The fire safety does not teach you to become a firefighter. No, leave that to them. CERT teaches you the proper use of a fire extinguisher and how to put out small fires and keep yourself and others out of the area where the larger fires are. CERT instructors, such as myself, train you how to be safe searching buildings damaged by disaster and to know when to enter and when not to enter. It is very important to learn how to stop, look around your area, and listen when searching for victims so you don't miss seeing or hearing victims. You will also understand the importance of knowing your surrounding at all times. Do it 360 degrees all around you. Know what's there. Watch for unstable areas. Now, how do you help the injured victims you have found? CERT gives you the training to help manage disaster medical situations without doing any more harm to victims. During training, you will learn triage. This is a French word that means to sort. Who needs the most attention, what injuries can wait, and how to determine those you can help or cannot help. Not helping a victim is a hard decision to make, but it is necessary during a large disaster situation when there are many victims and limited volunteers. Disaster medical training continues by learning how to control infection and the hygiene needed to prevent more complications until emergency service can arrive in your area. But how do you figure out who will do what to help the victims? CERT shows students why team organization is very important. Team organization helps to know what members' strengths are and where to place them for maximum services. Oh, and keeping good records is an important too. This information will help be given to the emergency services as they have up-to-date information when they arrive. With the knowledge and the skill learned from CERT training, volunteers are able to take care of themselves, their family, and they can go on to become members of the local CERT teams. When a disaster strikes, every citizen should know what to do to help themselves and their family and their community. CERT provides the training and skills and knowledge needed to safely help those in need until the emergency services arrive. No matter where you are, you can help save lives. To find out where to obtain training or to locate a CERT team near you, go to the FEMA Emergency Management Association, FEMA. Disasters are devastating. Make sure you are prepared through CERT training. And the website you can go to is www.fema.gov to learn more about CERT. Because everybody needs to know what to do during a disaster to save yourself. Thank you very much and have a good evening.